most of your momentum, so let's say 80% of it, is upward. You don't get very much lateral. So like, let me just show that a little bit better here. So like if I'm on the ground and I'm going up and I just move my stick, look how short amount of distance. If I start right on this pad here, this like little pile of rocks, I'm gonna get to my apex and move the stick forward. This is where I end up. It's not very far. It's not a far distance at all. But look how high up I go. So I think if I stand at the base of this pillar, I can actually get all the way to the top of this pillar with this jump. I knew CPAs just made up numbers. Well, I don't make up numbers in my career, just when I'm talking about Destiny statistics. So I'll put on increased control and do the same thing. So I'm going to stand on this little patch of rocks. I'll get to the apex of my jump and move the stick forward. Look how much further I went. Look at how far I went from a distance standpoint laterally. Again, I'll get to the apex of my jump and move the stick forward. Look how much lateral movement I get. Then if I go to the base of this pillar and do my height, I cannot, there's no way that I'm going to get onto the top of this pillar using control jump. So those are the primary differences between those two. I'll put catapult on just so that we can see what it looks like, but again, I never use it, so I have no idea what to expect here. So apex of the jump. Wow. That's how far I got. Not very far. Not very far at all. Yeah, I don't really know why anybody would use this jump. I'm not really seeing a need for that. Even when you do like a Titan skate technique, you're not getting a whole lot of speed. So I don't know what that jump's for. I really don't. So we'll just focus on the others. So I'm not going to spend too much more time on increased height because again, what it's best used for is for getting on top of things that are really high up. It just doesn't give you a lot of lateral movement. Now we're going to talk about my favorite jump, the control jump. The control jump is so fabulous. You can do so many interesting things with it. So one of the things you can do is just glide across the floor instead of running. If you're way too lazy to pick up your feet and run, what you can do instead is hop, allow yourself to fall just a tad before you tap the double jump. You hop, fall a little bit, and then just activate your double jump and you just glide. Now, if you tap it too quickly, you get a lot of height and you don't actually go as far as across the floor as you might like to. Now, as you can see, as you start to fall, the control jump kind of like propels you forward. It doesn't like get you in too dramatic of an arc. It's mostly forward momentum, so you can cross long distances pretty quickly. And this is just regular. Now again, you can actually, just like with the Warlock jump, you can change direction while you're in the air and point in the place that you want to go. So in this case, I see an ogre over. Okay, well that ogre's dead. All right, I've got some Cabal up there in the distance, right? And I want to get over to them, but I got to get over this rock. And I want to make sure that I'm pointing back toward the door because I know that there's a lot of enemies over by the door. So I don't want to end up pointing diagonally over in this area here, because it's not really going to do me any good in killing the enemies that are over in this direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprint, jump over this, and change direction while I'm in the air. That's going to allow me... Ooh. Titan T-Rex arms. It's going to allow me to do some interesting things. To be able to change direction in midair. It allows you also to get a view. I like that about the Titan jump as well, and the Warlock one. While you're in the air, you can spin around, and it kind of allows you to get a view of what's going on around you. Oh my gosh. Don't mind my T-Rex arms. I never play a Titan. It's my weakest character. I play a Warlock most often, so. All right. So that is a little bit about control jump. Now I'm going to show you, demonstrate how you can Titan skate. And then we'll talk about the garrison after that, which is one of the coolest things that the Titan has in its arsenal. All right, so Titan skating. I'm sure you've heard the term before. Essentially what it is a way to manipulate the control jump to move extremely quickly through an area. Now, something that's important to note is that if you're dealing with kind of terrain like this, that's got lots of different heights, lots of different, inclines and declines, it can be a little bit challenging to do this extremely effectively unless you're a very advanced player that's been doing this a long time. So just be prepared to practice. And it's going to feel really weird at first. You're not going to be great at it. Just make sure that you're practicing. All right, so Titan skate. The idea here is that you hop, activate your double jump, and just keep tapping A. That's the easiest way to explain it. So if I were to do it extremely slowly, exaggerating the movement, you hop, activate, deactivate, and activate again. And you'll kind of see the Titan do this like little, I don't know what you would even call that, like a little puff of air in the back, kind of propelling them forward. Now again, I'm like really exaggerating the movement right now. Ideally, you want to do, can you show max agility with an agility weapon versus minimum agility carrying a heavy weapon while using increased control and skating? Yes, I will definitely put a better weapon on to show you the real speed here. I'm just using a sword so that people can see what it looks like, and then we'll switch over and do a real demonstration. So again, what you're going to do is you're just going to tap, tap, tap. Now, if you're really good at this, which I am not, but if you're really good, you can time it so that the minute that you hit the ground, you're immediately hopping again. I'm not great at that. All right, let me move my agility weapon over. So James requested to see with an agility weapon. So I'll throw that on. So I'm getting my sprint activated. This isn't an ideal area. I think I'm gonna, there's a really good hallway over here. Let me do that. Max agility kills skating, as is the agility weapon. Oh, that's what, yeah. So, what James is talking about is if you increase your agility, yes, sorry, James, I didn't understand what you were trying to say. So, like, if we put on, as fast as we possibly can, the highest agility possible, highest agility weapon that I've got on me. What ends up happening is you get way too much height. So when you like hop on the ground, see how every time I do this, I'm getting more height? I'm not going any faster doing it this way. I'm losing so much speed because I'm getting way too much height each time that I do it. So each time that you hop on the ground, you get more and more air, and you just end up slowing yourself down. Now, if you just use a standard weapon, and you reduce your agility as low as possible on your tree, what that allows you to do is you don't get as much height and you can go a lot faster. I wanted to, okay. This isn't the area I wanted to go to, but that's all right. We'll get where we wanted to go. This is a good area for talking about the garrison, but we'll come back here. Minimum agility, heavy weapon makes it faster because you plane out, stay lower to ground and faster. Yep, that's exactly true. You want to be, it's so counterintuitive. You want to be as heavy as possible when you're trying to skate. Let me kill this guy right quick. Just for funsies. Okay. I want to get to that hallway. So cool to see it compared. I bet most new players would think it's the opposite. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing that's really confusing, I wish that they had given it a different name, but what's really confusing is you hear the word agility and you think speed, when in reality, agility in this game is height. It's mostly height. You're getting more loft, more lift in your jump, which honestly is not what you want. You don't want that when you're trying to go quickly, because height, all height means is that you're losing speed because it takes you longer to fall back to the ground. So you actually want to be as heavy as possible. And it is so counterintuitive. Now, I will say, there are some exceptions to that. I was doing a speed run for a competition, and we were trying a couple different things. And I did find that on my hunter, when I was using blank, I was going much faster with my feet planted straight on the ground with